So today I'm going to lead you through a short practice of unwinding, calming down, quieting down, settling the nervous system down. My teacher Janet has shared this practice throughout my training, and I just thought I'm going to share it with you today. So this is a great practice to literally come to any time during the day when you feel you need to unwind from what you're doing. You need to give your mind a little bit of a break, and also your body and your nervous system. It can be very soothing if we do this right before bedtime, setting us up for a good night's sleep. And it can also be really helpful to do first thing in the morning, in particular if we maybe come out of a night of not so restful sleep, where we for one reason or the other tossed and turned, and we need something to start the day off on a little bit of a calmer note. So come and join me in Virasana, hero seat. So we're sitting on our heels here. You can have a block underneath your hips, or a blanket, or a book to elevate the hips a little bit. Take a moment, maybe close the eyes, have a half gaze of the eyes down, and just bring the hands together to touch in front of your heart. And find your breath. Root down a little bit deeper and rise up through the crown of the head. Create some space between the vertebrae and your rib cage. Inhaling and exhaling, slower and fuller. And take this time to maybe set an intention for calming, softening, being at ease. You can flutter the eyes open here and bring both hands to the outside of the hips onto the fingertips. And as you inhale, you lift the left arm up and flex the hand, so draw the fingers toward the shoulder. Right fingertips are rooting down, and then you drop your right ear towards the right shoulder. Breathing. Making sure that there's length along the side of the neck, and that right shoulder stays heavy towards the ground. Pulling the fingers back a little bit more to the shoulder. And then flipping the fingers the other way, rooting down towards the earth and drawing them in towards the underside of your arm here a little bit. And bring the hand back up. Spread the fingers wide, and then let that pinky finger lead towards the space behind you, reaching that arm long and back behind you, keeping the flex in the hand, opening the shoulder space up here. And bring the arm back around to the side, lifting the right arm as well. And bring both fingertips down to the earth. Inhale, lift the right arm up, flexing the hand, drawing the fingers towards the shoulder. And then drop the left ear to the left shoulder, let the left shoulder hang heavy towards the earth. And switch the finger positioning, drawing the fingers down towards the earth and in a little bit. Stretching the wrist the other way. Remember the length in the neck. And draw the hand back up. Spread the fingers wide and the pinky leads. Arm draws back to the space behind you, opening the right shoulder here. Relax your jaw, checking in. Are your teeth parted? Inhale, draw the arm back to the side, lift the other arm, and then interlace your hands behind your back. As you inhale, draw the hands down and back. The shoulders externally rotate, send the gaze up here. Sitting here for a moment, breathing into the opening, the spreading of the collarbone of the chest. Maybe close your eyes. And then keeping the hands clasped, bring the fists over to the right hip. Let the elbows just hang heavy towards the earth. And switching sides, bringing the fists over to the left hip. And then back behind the body once more, drawing the hands back and down. Sending the gaze up, inhaling, exhaling. Bring the hands out around to the side. Then we come into tabletop position on hands and knees, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Then we begin to just roll our shoulders, drawing them up and back and around. One way and then the other way. Small movements here. Hands are rooted into the ground. And then find stillness in the shoulders. Begin with circles, small circles of the hip, of the sacrum. One direction and in the other direction. Finding stillness. And the rib cage is next, circling the ribs all the way around to the right side, down and around to the left and up. Switching directions here. Coming back to neutral. On the inhale, send the right leg back long, flexing the foot here, pulling the toes towards the body. On the next inhale, draw that right knee to the right shoulder, keeping the foot flexed. And on the exhale, wrap it around, opening the hip up, drawing the foot towards the left shoulder, looking at the left shoulder. Inhaling, back knee to the shoulder. Exhale, open and wrap it around. Going back and forth here as many times as you like. Going a little slower, paying attention to what's happening here as you move through this. One more time, opening up. And then the next time the knee comes around, we step the right foot to the outside of the hands in the front. We scoot that left knee back a little bit. Uncurl the toes in the back. And here, come up onto the fingertips. So you inhale, shine the heart forward, send the gaze up, curling the heart out, broadening across the chest here. As we exhale, we curl in, tucking the belly button in, tuck the chin in, rounding the upper back, the mid back, the low back. And keep going, following your breath, curling out on the inhale. And curling in on the exhale. And next time we come to the front, we bring the hands back down onto the floor. And let that right knee wing out to the side, rolling onto the outer edge of that right foot. And here we can bring the right hand to the inside of that right knee. Create length in the spine and gently look over that right shoulder. You can stay on your left hand and come down onto the left forearm here. Just play around a little bit with how your wrist feels and what's accessible to you. Both hands come back down to the floor. Bring the right knee back under the hips and tuck the toes under. As you inhale, lift the hips up high and then immediately walk the feet out a little bit wider and walk the hands back towards the feet. The fingertips are on the floor, and then here we just begin to draw a big rainbow from one side to the other around the outside of our feet here. Following the guidance of your breath. Come back to the center. Here the hands can find and rest on the opposite elbow. Just let the head hang heavy, maybe swaying a little bit from side to side here. Maybe folding a little bit deeper. Bring the hands back down to the earth, walk them forward. And coming down onto your knees once more, hands and knees, tabletop position here. And then this time we walk the hands out a little bit forward and we just begin to make big hip circles here. From one side to the other, rolling to the back and the front. You can pause where you feel you want to pause and linger a little bit, and then switch directions, going the other way. Keeping your breath full, keeping your breath slow. And returning to tabletop. Hands on the shoulders, knees on the hips. Inhale, lift the left leg long behind, flexing the toes. On the next inhale, draw the knee to the outside of the left shoulder, and on the exhale, wrap it around towards the right. Inhale, knee to shoulder, and exhale, opening the hip. You can choose to do this however many times it feels good to you and you would like to do this. And then next time the knee comes to the shoulder, we bring that foot to the outside of the hands. Sending the right hip back, the right knee back a little bit. Coming onto the fingertips, and here again, we curl out, we draw the shoulders back. And on the exhale, curl in, rounding everything. Going slow, just following this uncurling of your body on the inhale and curling in vertebra by vertebra on the exhale. Maybe even pausing here at the top of the inhalation for a moment and pausing the bottom of the exhalation. And then next time we curl out and come to the front, we come down onto the hands. And the left knee wings out to the left side, coming onto the outer edge of that foot. And then here your choice, staying on your right hand or coming down on your right forearm and bringing your left hand to the inside of that left knee. Gently looking over the left shoulder. You can stay here however long you like to stay here. Bring the left hand back to the earth, bringing the knee back in. And left knee returns under the hips, finding tabletop here. One more time. Then we tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift the hips up. Stepping the feet wide, walking the hands back one more time. And again, holding on to opposite elbows. And just hanging here. Let the head hang heavy. Maybe gently shake it yes and no. Relax the jaw. Maybe do some circles with your jaw. One way, the other way. And let the hands hang down to the earth. And then here you're finding either a blanket that you're folding to a little package, or you have a stack of books. And bring that, or maybe you have some yoga blocks. We step the feet wide, toes are facing outward. And we just sink down, sitting down on the blanket or the books, finding a supported malasana here. And hands come to prayer. We reach and sit tall through the crown of the head. The feet are firmly rooted into the earth. And out of that grounding and rooting comes the lifting up and the length. And breathing here. And from here, the assumption is we all have a wall somewhere nearby. And we come 2 legs up the wall. So you can draw your blanket or whatever you have as support a little closer to the wall. And then we sit with the hips close to the wall. Lower yourself down and then lifting the legs up towards the wall, turning around. And here you can spread the arms out wide. You can reach the arms overhead. You can cross the hands on top of your chest here. You can stay here however long you would like to stay. If you don't have a wall space accessible or nearby, or you don't want to do it on the wall, you can also simply do it on your back, and then once more have maybe a blanket or a block that you can just put under your hips here, lifting the legs, and then just being here, finding the arm variation of your choice, staying here however long you want to stay. And when you're ready to come out, slowly come out, lower the legs down, and then coming over onto the side, rising back up, and returning to Virasana, Hero's Pose. Placing the hands on your legs for a moment, closing the eyes, inhaling, and exhaling out. And flutter the eyes open and continue with your day or your evening. Thank you so much. I hope you find this somewhat useful.